guys, how's it going? Richard here with Outdoor Tech Stuff. Today we're going to take a look at two different styles of sleeping pads from two different companies. We have Big Agnes Double Z Inflatable Sleeping Pad, and then we have the Thermarest EvoLite Self-Inflating Sleeping Pad. Like I said, two different manufacturers, two different styles of sleeping pads, and we're going to take a look at how each of these compares to one another, the pros and cons to each one. I've done a video on the Big Agnes. You can look back at my previous videos. I'll put a link to it in the product description. But I haven't done a video on the Thermarest EvoLite self-inflating yet. I've probably spent about a week on this pad so far, about 7 nights, and I really like it a lot. So I went into REI and I was looking for sleeping pads because if you've seen the other video, you know that the Big Agnes Double Z is it's not insulated. So it has an R value of 0. So it's not going to provide you with any warmth from the ground. And frankly, there are just some things I don't like about it since I've done the first video. But we'll talk about those. But first, let's talk about the Thermarest. So the Thermarest EvoLite is one of their newest pads in their line. I believe it is their lightest pad in the self-inflating category. It comes in this orange color. It's this is the regular size. I believe it's 72 inches long, 20 inches wide, and it's about 2 inches thick. It does have foam on the inside, which helps it self-inflate, and then you can give it a few extra puffs of air in this valve up here at the top to make it a little more firm, or if you don't like it more firm, then you know, that's totally personal preference. I don't think I mentioned it, but it is an R value of 2.1 as opposed to an R value of 0 with the Double Z. So I mean, it doesn't have that crinkly noise like a Thermarest X-Therm would or a Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite. So it's not that protective against the cold in the ground. The other reason I got this is because I've started to get into hammock camping, and I don't have an underquilt for my hammock yet, but I can stick this in the hammock and lay on it and not have it move around as much as this big thick pad right here. The Double Z is 4 inches thick, and putting that in the hammock and laying on top of it, it moves around too much. I fall off of it. It's too slippery. And again, it doesn't insulate, so there's really no point in having it in the hammock. The Thermarest has it's a little more of a, I don't know how to describe it. It's not as plasticky feeling as the Double Z, and it doesn't slide around on the tent floor as much as the Double Z, so that's why I really like it. The 2 inches of thickness, it's fine. I roll over onto my side, my hips don't touch the ground. It's supportive when I lay on my back. It has these ridges on it that feel kind of nice while you're laying on it. And because it's only 2 inches thick, when I'm laying on my back with my arms at my sides, my arms aren't hanging 4 inches down onto the ground like they sometimes do on this one. So, you know, you're a little closer to the ground, your arms don't hang off of it as much as like this, like if you're laying on a bigger air mattress or a cot where your arms would just kind of hang. So the 2 inches is, I always thought that I needed 4 inches because I sleep on my side a lot. The other thing is I roll around a lot, and I haven't fallen off of this pad yet. It's just, they're the same width. They're both 20 inches wide, but for some reason I just don't fall off of this one. When I roll over on that one, I roll over and it'll kind of like slide out from underneath me while I'm sleeping. But I can roll around on this one all night and I have no issues. 17 ounces is the weight of the EvoLite, and like I said, it's self-inflating, so you just take it out of the stuff sack that it comes with, undo the valve, and the foam will kind of expand and it'll take in some air, and you can close the valve and then it has air in it technically. If you want it a little more firm, like I did it earlier, you can open the valve, blow some air into it, and close the valve. I've spent about 7 nights on it, haven't had any leaks. It does not come with a repair kit, probably because it's a little more durable than this guy over here. So what I like about this one, it's not very slippery. The foam allows, it provides the padding you need if you're a side sleeper for your hips, and also just the padding, I guess, if you lay on your back and your heavy parts won't touch the ground. It's the lightest self-inflating pad that Thermarest makes with a 2.1 R value, and I like the price. It was 120 bucks at REI, $119.95 at REI. So you get a lot. You get a light pad that has a little bit of insulation, that's comfortable, and it has the Thermarest name to back it up. This pads have been around for a long time, and you should just know that the company does a great job. Customer service is great, and I haven't read many reviews or I haven't heard very much of anything where people experience leaks. So I've heard of people having these things back from the 90s, and they're still sleeping on them. So that's the Thermarest EvoLite. Let's move on to the Big Agnes Double Z Inflatable. So the first big difference between this and the Thermarest EvoLite is that, number one, it's way thicker. It's 4 inches thick. However, it's made out of this like plasticky, I don't know, it's super slippery. And if your sleeping bag is also slippery, I just tend to slip and slide around on this thing all night long, in addition to it slipping and sliding on the tent floor. It's just slippery. Yeah, it's comfortable. It's 4 inches thick. I never have any issues with hitting the ground. So it does have the comfort factor. It is light. It's an ounce lighter than the EvoLite, than the Thermarest EvoLite, but it doesn't have any insulation. It has an R value of 0, so it's a summer pad. It's not going to protect you against any cold from the ground. 20 by 72 by 4. It has this one-way valve here that you blow into it and air won't come back out. Because this is an inflatable pad, doesn't have any foam inside of it, you have to do all of the blowing to get this whole thing filled up with air, and sometimes it can take 3 to 4 minutes. That's another gripe that I have started to have with this one. I've spent probably 30 nights on this pad. No leaks. Considering how fragile it seems, I haven't had it leak. I believe when I got this it was about $80, so $79.95, and I think I got this one on Amazon. I mean, the pro is that it's light, it's 16 ounces, and it's comfortable. The cons to me, it's super slippery, it seems fragile, it really seems like it's going to pop at any minute, so I'm always like being really careful when I'm rolling over, and that's the last thing I want to be doing while I'm trying to sleep, is thinking about not popping my sleeping pad while I'm trying to sleep. And also the inflation. After 16, 20 miles on the trail, I don't want to blow into this thing for 4 minutes to put air in it. I'd rather just open a valve, let air go into the self-inflating pad, and yeah, I just prefer this guy. This guy's the winner so far, in my opinion. This is the only pad I have from Thermarest, and this is the only pad I had from Big Agnes. I know Big Agnes makes self-inflating pads, and I think Thermarest makes inflatable pads. I don't think all of Thermarest are self-inflating, but I know Big Agnes is a great company. I mean, I've spent 30 nights on this thing and it hasn't busted. It's just personal preference for me. I just prefer the self-inflating pads. So I hope to pick up a Big Agnes self-inflating pad at some point to test it out. Big Agnes has just recently, in the past few months, come out with an insulated version of the Double Z. It weighs a few ounces more. It's 4 inches thick. It just provides a little insulation in the third season, the fall and late summer seasons, early spring, I guess. So yeah, that's a look at the Big Agnes Double Z, Thermarest EvoLite. 2 different pads, 2 different companies. So far this one's winning in my book. Big Agnes. It's a nice pad. I like it. But this one's just more, I don't know. I just like it better. I just like the Thermarest better. Anyway, if you have any questions about either of these two pads, you can always go ask experts at REI. REI does carry both of these. I don't believe REI carries, well, the REI where I am does not carry the insulated version, so I haven't been able to look at that of the Double Z. But they do carry the EvoLite. They carry the regular Double Z. So go check them out, talk to them about it, and you know, lay on them, try them out. So that's my quick rundown of these two pads, and I would appreciate any likes. You know, go ahead and subscribe, hit that subscribe button. I do have a few outdoor excursions coming up here in December. I'll probably spend a night in the hammock, and with this pad, I'll probably spend a night in the tent. And then I have an underquilt project coming up for a hammock, so you'll be able to see my hammock and all that stuff. So, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.